Roy Perry, Orlando Sentinel.
Hey, good evening, Ty. How are you doing?
Hey, Roy, how you doing?
Doing well, thanks. So the signing of Mo Wagner, what do you guys expect to? How do you expect to use him? Moving forward, and maybe what are some things that you like about his game?
Well, first of all, he's had some experience. His energy on both ends of the floor we could use. His activities, the way he understands how to play, especially coming in a short amount of time like this. We don't have a lot of time to practice, so he can pick things up quickly. We're shorthanded at the 4-5, well, more the 4 than the 5 spot, and he can play both. And we'll get a chance to look at him a little bit, hopefully at the 4 before trying to integrate him back into the 5.
Ed, Roy, you have a follow-up?
Yeah, thanks, George. Will he play tonight, Ty? And if so, how much do you think he'll get in?
Well, not initially. We'll try and get him in a little bit just to give him a touch here. We'll see how the game develop. But hopefully he'll get a few minutes here. James Ennis is going to play tonight, so he'll play some backup 4. And then James is kind of limited minute-wise, so we have to buy Chuma some time when James can't go back in. So maybe a few minutes.
Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
That touches perfectly on what I was going to ask. How did James progress, and what are you hoping you'll be able to get out of him tonight?
Well, just getting him back on the floor is great for us. He's experienced. He's tough. He can defend it multiple positions. He can make a 3-point shot for us, and his energy on the floor, his experience. Look forward to having him back, and I know his teammates and he himself look excited to be back on the floor.
Follow up, Dan.
Yeah, I know Cliff has mentioned on multiple occasions having veterans like Gary Harris on the floor help stabilize and allow some of the younger players to play better. Does James Ennis provide that similar type of service for this young group?
Absolutely. He knows how to play, knows how to function on the floor. The guys need that where they're learning. He know how to get into the ball and try and direct offensive guys and not give them both ways to go or give them exactly what they want. He's smart about when to get into a guy, when to take something away and try and make them do something, their second move more so than their first move. And it's a lot for young guys to learn, and to see it in a teammate on the floor helps them as much as can. While they're on the bench, they can watch and see how he's playing a guy, especially if he's playing that position, to see how to defend some of these top scorers in the league.
Angel Gray, Valley Sports, Ohio.
Angel Gray, thank you so much for your time, Coach. You guys played the Cavs so early in the season that, both teams obviously look a bit different. But as far as the Cavs, Darius didn't play the first 2 contests, and then Jared Allen was then picked up. What have you seen in their style of play on the floor? Anything stand out to you about how they've been able to play off of one another?
Well, just especially with Jared Allen in Brooklyn, his energy, and he's continuing to be that guy on the floor for him. Just the way that he protects the basket. He's running down the floor. He's looking to screen with pace and slide to the basket, get behind defenses, and he's able to get shots at the rim. The pace of play for them as a big, he can continue to run the floor when they need to run and not slow them down any. So his rim protection is always the thing that I liked about his game.
And then just kind of piggybacking off of that, Darius wasn't able to play in the 2 games that you guys had earlier in the season. Colin Sexton was that backcourt guy that everyone was looking at. But what have you seen in how they've been able to play off of one another?
Your Garland is, I'm sorry, who did you say? You kind of could hear you.
Yes, sorry. Darius Garland.
Garland, yes. Okay, yes. He's a tremendous scorer. He's downhill. And he's relishing in the role now with more minutes on the floor. The ball's in his hands a lot. And pick and rolls, he's figuring out how to get around guys and attacking the big if they're on the drop to get in the paint. He's a great scorer at the rim. He's improved his shot on the perimeter. He's shooting 3-point shots a lot better now. So he's actually done a good job of increasing his game now that he's getting more minutes on the floor.
And sorry, I think my internet may be going in and out, but just as far as being back in Cleveland, I know that the Cavs are honoring Gordon Gunn during the game tonight.
Oh,
you had some time under him while you were here. Any memories of you of Gordon?
No, I tell you what, man, my time here, we're in Richfield. That's way, way back. We're in Richfield Arena, man, when I played here. And the Gunn family was just tremendous with Wayne Embry as the general manager, Lenny Wilkins was the coach. And I tell you what, they did everything the players needed them to do to help us feel comfortable coming into the city, first of all, being on the front, being part of this team. And they were just super people to be around, and really enjoyed my time here with them.
Thank you.
We'll go to Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
Hey, Coach. How is Steve Clifford feeling? How's he? I mean, you've spoken with him today?
Spoke with him again today. He has no symptoms. He feels great. He's bored, but because he has to be in isolation, he can't do much but go in and test and go home. But he said he feels great, have no symptoms at all, and he's looking forward to getting back.
James Hill, BNC Sports.
Hey, Coach Corbin, congratulations on all of your success. I've been watching you since my days as a ball boy back in Portland over the years. Can you talk about putting your stamp on this ball club? And of course, you've been there as the assistant, but can you just talk about giving them some of the grit and the determination that you played with?
Well, like I said, I've been here, and it's still Coach Clifford is the head coach of the team. So, it's just me standing in a different role while we wait for him to get back. And we're to continue to try and grow. Chubb TC's young guys with the opportunity to get minutes on the floor, to know that every minute they get on the floor, they're trying to prove something to themselves. They're trying to prove something to the league. And to know that these veteran guys they're playing against, these guys are taking notes. So how you do against them the first time can be the way they play you down the road. So you want to make sure you put forth a good effort every time you step against them out there on the floor.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Back to Roy Perry.
Ty, we know that Otto Porter's been dealing with some foot pain. What can you tell us about his progress and maybe when do you expect to get him back?
I'm not certain. He's getting treatment every day. He's some days on the floor, he come out and shoot a little bit and see how he responds. And if it's a positive thing, he increases work a little bit. If it's not as good, they kind of have to pull him back. But he's in there every day trying to work on out and trying to get back on the floor. And we appreciate that with him and look forward to getting him back as soon as we can.
Back to Dan Savage.
Just to clarify, I know you mentioned James would probably come in to spell Chuma, but are you still going with the same starters tonight, or is James returning to the starting lineup?
James will start at 3. Bacon will play. Bacon and Gary will play most of the minutes. James limited with his minutes, so he'll start at the 3 spot and then come in to spell Chuma a little bit at the 4, where the matchups kind of match up a little bit, and then that's where James' limited minutes will allow a little bit of time to get Mo Wagner for a little bit, maybe in the second quarter.
All right. Thank you, everybody.